Yellow, 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 everybody. We are in the house today on Live with the Frederick Police Department report or discovery. We're going to get everybody in here for a couple minutes and then we're going to start reading. If you guys may comment, please keep it positive. Please keep it respectful. We're not here to bully each other. We're not here to disgrace Shanann, Bella, Celeste, Nico, the Watts family, the Rusek family. We are here to hopefully read through this and then discuss and hopefully find something more that might give us the red flags. So hopefully everybody's having a fantastic Sunday, winding down, getting ready for bed, getting ready for the week, and so forth. So let's get everybody in here. Weird Grandma. Just thought that was kind of funny, the name there. We got LB in the house, Christy, Garlic Man. We have Maria, Kim Bohr. We have so many people here. Shelly, Becky, Aurora, Moon. We have Giovanni. Again, I'm bad with pronunciation. We have Deb in the house. We have Holly in the house. S.E. Oma Lizzie. Gator Girl. We have Laura. We have Hannah. We have Shay. We have RC. Trying to get to all. We have Hannah. I think I already said that. We have Dawn in the house. We have so many people. And if you guys wouldn't mind, you don't have to. It's not a necessity. It's just another way to help with the channel. Join that membership by hitting the subscribe plus. There's different tiers. The top 2 tiers are going to be going away just because I want to make it more simple where there's just 1 or 2. And it's just one price. It's not going to be all these different variations of money, because that's not what I'm here for, is money. But no more Watts Sage or Saga. What do you mean, Patty? Oh, we're talking about Watts here. Made it on time. Hello, Kate. Zendaya coming in the house. Patty's in the house. Elsie H is in the house. Sparkly Berry Shine. That sounds like a drink. We have Mary. What's up? Good to see you all. Let's get into the video. Well, it's a video / read along. A lot of people have not actually got to read the actual discovery. This is the redacted final. I'm still in the process of trying to find the one that's not redacted. The one that was before they redacted it and so forth. Amethyst, hello. Weird Coma. First time catching a live. Well, welcome. Where is the subscriber plus? It's the button. So if you see where it says subscribe, that's where it's going to say subscribe plus. It's not a join button anymore. It's a subscribe plus. But you don't have to do it. It's just there as an addition to help out. Oh, good. I secretly like the Watts drama. When you say Watts drama, are you talking about between content creators? We have Gary in the house. We have Todd. We have Missouri Kate, Lisa H, Penny. So many people in the house. Thank you guys all for being here. So start off the bat, obviously we're going to see pretty much the information of who was the victims, who was the murderer, and so forth. And the Mrs. Z is here. Yes, babe. Hi. She can't come over here. She's in her 90. There's food in the refrigerator, wraps or pasta, or the steak that's in there is mine because you don't like ribeye. Excuse me. I saw that. You know what you did. Okay. So yes, never watched your live finally. Well, RC, I'm glad you're here. We have Tara, sorry. The hair of the dog. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I caught the live for crime and drama. No drama here today. So, looking at it, you guys can obviously see here we have murder in the first degree, tampering with the deceased human body, which that got removed because he got the 3 murder charges. And then 45 years for removing or shortening a pregnancy. I can't remember the actual name, and so forth. And if you also like to help the channel, there's emotes on the right side where it's a heart, smiley face, party balloons, a wow, and 100 emote. But then if you guys join the membership, which is the subscribe plus, you get special Zawoki emotes and so forth. I'm still working on the the wallpapers and so forth, but charge your tablets in for a bumpy ride. Let's do it. Okay. So obviously Chris Watts and all the issues that he had. We have the victims, which is obviously Shanann, Bella, Celeste, and Nico. We don't need to know where they lived or their phone numbers or what have you, because we already know that. Zendaya, hello. Number 1. Alrighty, so we have Celeste. We have Bella. See, you know what's funny is like the DA talks about their hair being blonde. Their hair is brown. If you go up to Celeste, she's got blonde, but she still has brownish, blondish hair. Murder in the First Degree, great Kevin Bacon movie. Oh, I'm already having a blast. We're all having a blast. Okay. The judge was fantastic. The judge was very professional and kept it. So we also have witnesses. And I wonder if NK is put under as a witness. So Nicole Atkinson, again, one of the best people that was around to help. Obviously, that this stuff has been redacted for reasons. We have Nicholas Atkinson, which is the son. Wonder how he's doing nowadays, and so forth. Can testify too. Obviously, it didn't go to trial, so nothing was stated. Approved. Nathaniel, that's the next door neighbor. Taylor Welch. I'm having a brain fart on that one. Taylor Welch. Arrestees and suspects. Yeah, Rorick said long blonde hair. They had short hair. For the new people in chat, please make sure that all comments are respectful and no cursing in chat. Thank you. Okay. So we are on page 5 now. So witnesses, I don't see what's her face being witness, as in NK. Let's get Z to 300 viewers. Let's do it. Okay. On July 13th, again, this stuff, a lot of it is redundant. We've heard it before, but to go along with saying that we read from front to back, we're not reading front to back today. So we're going to go as far as we can within an hour, and then we're going to do this every other Sunday to read the whole 2,000-page discovery, because there are people that, 1, don't like computers, 2, don't want to navigate computers, and 3, just would either watch it like this, where I am reading it. Some people are blind. They can't work a computer as easy as you and I. So that's why we're going to read this along. So yes, it may be redundant. It may be repetitive. So I do apologize. But we're reading it from front to back. So Veronica, welcome as your first time. We got Christy. I follow NA on her page, and Nicholas is doing great. I think I'm friends or I'm following NA. And then people are like, well, I want you to talk to her. No, I'm not talking to anybody. Okay. I don't want to bring anything up for them that might cause them more turmoil, because people are like, well, you should do an interview. You should do that. No, unless it's NK. Yeah. Ozawoki Chris Watts says he's going to be a little bit late. He's always late. Nicole Atkinson called about her friend Shanann Watts. Nicole stated she dropped Shanann off at around 0:40 or 1:48 hours this morning. And I do not read at a scholar level, so bear with me. I'm at a probably medium level and so forth. Nicole stated Shanann was 15 weeks pregnant and was not feeling well. Nicole had dropped her off after her business flight from Arizona. Shanann was not answering the phone calls or texts and had missed her doctor's appointment. Nicole and her son, Nicholas Atkinson, went to the Watts residence and observed Shanann's car. There's the license plate. In the garage, the vehicle still had child seats inside of it. Nicole attempted to enter the front door, but it had a latch which prevented you from opening it more than 3 inches. So it's like the child-proof lock. Nicole Atkinson is off limits. No one messaged her about. Yes, I never want anybody to message the people of the crime, witnesses, murderers, or what have you. Again, it's pretty sad that I have to reiterate this because there are people that state that I'm doing otherwise. No. So she does not want messages. Yep, I'm not messaging her. I just told her that I sent a message once. I said, you were an absolute amazing person for what you did. I wasn't expecting a response. I just wanted to say that she was an amazing person just because of what she did. If it wasn't for Nicole Atkinson, we probably wouldn't have gotten Chris Watts right off the bat. So, Janie, hello. How about having PTSD anxiety? So, yeah, we don't need to contact them and so forth and cause more turmoil. He needs a child lock because he's a blank. Amen. Okay, so where are we at here? Nicole had called Shanann's husband, Christopher Watts, and requested to come home and check on Shanann. Nicole stated Shanann was diabetic, but also known to have seizures or even to black out, which the Shanann haters, for some reason, want to say that none of that was actually fact. It is. It's in her medical records. Shadow, hello. We have Meme, hello. Okay. Mary, you guys are all amazing. I love you guys all. I love you all. Did I say I love iced tea? Okay. Let's continue. Upon arrival, I checked the front door. Nicole entered the password and it opened. The door had a safety latch which prevented it from opening more than a few inches. I announced police department and heard no noises from Shanann or her children, Celeste or Bella, and I did not see anything through the windows that was out of the ordinary. I checked all windows and rear slider door. All were locked and the sliding glass door had a lock bar on it. Nicole kept saying Christopher was not coming. She had called him several times and he kept giving her different arrival times. It was like, oh, I'll be ready or there in 5 minutes. I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'll be there in 16 minutes. And then finally, 45 minutes later, he arrived. Remember the dirty look that the Watts gave Nicole before he entered the garage? If looks could kill. Patty? I agree. You could see that he was very pissed off that she even tried to enter the home or is messing with the doors. He was already in a pissy mood. Okay. I contacted Christopher by phone and asked for the garage door code. Christopher stated it did not work from the outside. He was about 5 minutes away at that time. Lies. But this is from the officer. Doesn't show the officer. I think this might be the officer. Officer Scott Coonrod. Or is that from up there? I thought I would say the officer's name right here. Guess my name on Facebook. You can message me and tell me how wonderful I am for being a moderator. I can't remember. I wanted to say I knew what it was, but when Christopher arrived, we went inside through the garage to check for Shanann and the 2 children. Christopher gave consent to check the entire home. Well, why he would, because there's nothing left there. No one was found in the residence. Christopher did come up to me holding Shanann's wedding ring and stated he found it on the nightstand. When Nicole asked where Shanann's phone was, Christopher went to the couch upstairs and found it between the cushions. So did Christopher find it or did the son? You should do the discovery read Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays since it's 2,000 pagers. I don't know if I can do all that, Denlina. I actually have to work through the week, and with my busy schedule as it is with the children and the 2 videos I make a day and dinner and showers, and it's a lot. So that's why I do it on Sundays. Nice to catch you live. Well, thank you. Christopher went to the couch, found it upstairs, and found it between the cushions. He did not know what the password was to Shanann's phone because she changed it, which was Nico's actual birthday, or his birth, when he actually was going to be born. Nicole knew it, possibly date of birth of their unborn son, which we already heard in the video, and turned it on. Christopher gave consent to look at her phone. No calls were made that morning. I contacted Detective Baumhover and requested he to come to the residence. Because I think this is out of 1960. There was a lot more pages, but with the redaction. Christopher stated Shanann arrived from the trip around 200 hours, or 0200 hours, which is about 40 or 50 minutes off. I think it was NK2. I definitely do think so. He was asleep at the time. I'd like to know if he was upstairs or if he was sleeping upstairs or downstairs. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on the Watt case. You are surely always right on the money with NK. Please keep on giving us the content. Of course, Kimberly. He woke up at around 0500, which was another lie. He said he woke up around 4:30 to start working out. Ready for work, and they began talking about the separation, or them separating. Christopher stated it was a civil conversation and they were not arguing. Highly doubt it. They were emotional, though. Christopher stated that they had been talking about separating for a few weeks. Christopher stated about 05:27 hours, he backed his truck up into the garage to load up his tools and left. Christopher stated that he had tools stolen in the past, and now he unloads his truck on his Fridays. Christopher stated Shanann was in bed at that time. Christopher stated Shanann told him she was going to a friend's house today with their 2 children. I think he thought about this in his head and was like, oh yeah, this sounds fantastic. Oh, I'll be definitely looking at Rabbit Hole Rocks tomorrow, so I can't wait to watch it as well, Wendy. And I've never seen Wendy spelt that way, so it's definitely interesting to see that. Okay, so where are we here? Christopher stated Shanann told him that she was going to a friend's house with the 2 children. Christopher stated he did not ask Shanann which friend's house she was going to. Christopher stated he went to a job site, oil well, Survey 319, past Hudson, Colorado, to check on it. Christopher stated he was there alone for a few hours. Christopher said he was an operator for Anadarko, and Shanann's mother called during this time and was admitted that Christopher had done something. Yeah, she already knew. Miss Rusek already knew. And that I needed to check the GPS on his truck. Christopher's work truck has GPS on it. Jenny Watts, are you related to Chris Watts? Just curiosity. Yeah, exactly. I always love that too, Holly, if there was actually tools stolen. Arrested with 2 days. His plan was completely bad. Detective Baumhover and I checked the residence thoroughly. Shanann's purse, wallet, phone, credit cards, etc. were at the residence. We observed nothing suspicious inside the residence. But they did mention that it was a very cleany kind of smell. And then the next day, even more was cleaning smell. You gave me faith that there are still good people. Well, thank you, Alexandria. I try to be a nice person as much as I can. Chris never had discussions with Shanann about separating. He could put 2 intelligent, or he couldn't. Exactly. People have book smarts or street smarts. Chris Watts had neither. I'm usually a silent watcher, but you really need to get true. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm usually a silent watcher, but you really need to get true out there. The truth out there? Are you saying I'm not? Okay. let's see, vehicles or the garage that gave the appearance of any altercation. The master bed had the comforter, sheets, and pillows removed. That's a huge red flag. The fitted sheet was next to the comforter on the floor, and the pillows were on the other side of the bed on the floor. I did not observe the top sheet anywhere, which the top sheet was wrapped around Shanann. Really wish Shanann had ignored his Facebook request, right? Thought that they had a great marriage. Why did they suspect him right away in interviews? They said he had no clue. Frank thought that they had a great... Why did they suspect... Because usually, I think they said 83% of the time, it's the spouse. The spouse is the one that causes it. The murders. Okay. Nicole stated Shanann works from home and it is extremely unusual for her to leave without her phone. She does direct sales and does not go anywhere without it. It's like attached to her hip. Starry tonight. Yep, I definitely do agree. Okay. I checked with neighbors to see if anybody or anyone observed someone coming or going. Nathaniel, the neighbor to the east, showed me his home surveillance at 0148. Oh my goodness. Apparently I need to go to bed here soon. The video does not show it arriving at... Wait. Vehicle is observing leaving. The video does not show it arriving. Interesting. At 0527 hours, Christopher's truck is observed being backed into the driveway. Nathan and Nicole both stated that they have never seen him back into the driveway before. It leaves a short time later. The rear of the truck was obscured by a stupid plant. Or bush. It leaves a short time later, the rear of the truck. The video shows no other vehicles coming or going. The garage door of the residence was checked, but it was not closed right away. It did not open from the outside, but did open and close from within. That is the garage door that's inside the house. That one kept opening and closing while Chris was gone. So, Christopher gave us consent to check Shanann's phone. It had an alert which stated that the garage door, oh my gosh, was open at 12:42 hours. Detective Baumhomer took the phone to the Frederick Police Department. Christopher showed me his phone, which shows alarm times when the doors are open. It set an alarm about the time stated he had left the open garage door. Christopher told me that at least 3 times, which I felt was unusual, Shanann's phone showed an alert at 12:42, which at 12:42, Nicole Atkinson and her son were at the doctor's appointment building that Shanann was supposed to be at. Z, I apologize, but I wanted to tell you I used a spirit box, which I've had luck, and some people might not agree with it, but Shanann's anniversary, I felt like talking to her. The words, anything good? Bad? I watch Sandy Rusak's YouTube channel all the time with all that food. Makes me really want to eat. I'm not making light of this, but he has got to be the worst criminal in history. Pretty much. NK explained the garbage door opening when Chris was gone, right? Yep. Let's see, where 3 times. Oh my goodness. Christopher's demeanor was nonchalant. He asked one time if he should go look for his family. Yeah, probably go see, what's her face? NK. I advised him her car was at the residence. I needed him there for now. He did not ask again about looking, and he did not seem overly concerned. Nicole and Nathan said that they both felt Christopher was extremely nervous. Nathaniel said that he had heard Christopher numerous times in the past yelling loudly at Shanann. Thank you. I canvassed the neighborhood. No one I contacted observed any vehicles coming or going or anything unusual. I left business cards on a few residents that had video surveillance and requested copies if anything was observed. I had Well County Dispatch send a check, well being Bolo, for Shanann and the children. The contact was recorded on a taser camera. Nothing further at this time. Officer Coonrod, Frederick PD. Okay. So now supplemental report. Arrestees. Pillowcase. That's fine. I shouldn't be bothered. Okay. They should have named the documentary "The Idiot Next Door." Yep, that would have been a good one. So the pillowcases with residue was $10. Okay, that's all collected 2 days later. Top bed sheet with residue, that would have been the one that was with Shanann. Chat's on slow mo, so I don't see it, Christy. I put it in slow mode so everybody can read it. Okay. Apple Watch, green aluminum, which would have been Chris's. I do believe the Apple Watch that was gold and pink was Shanann's. There we go. MacBook Pro with an electrical cord. Wonder whose that was. MacBook Pro. iPad with pink. Canby Lee brand hard case. That would have been probably Shanann's. So why do we think she's not fight back yet? I think it's because of her position in the bed. And oh yeah, she was short of breath. I think she was caught off guard. She didn't know that he was going to actually do that. She felt unsafe, but I don't think she felt that he was going to commit the murder. Echo from the kitchen area. I wonder, because these echo things have been known to record distress. And I'm just wondering if it did or not. It was in the kitchen. Murder happened upstairs that we know of. Why didn't they find it sus about the bag there? The blue one? It definitely was something that needed to be considered. Wireless dual band gigabit router, which would have been the internet. So they did take it. Leggings, cover, clothing, possibly last seen in. So they did take her black pants from the night before. Book, Hold Me Tight, the one that he threw away. I don't think he straddled her, honestly. Hope I'm not too late to join. No, you're pretty much halfway there. Light blue nitrile glove. I wonder if they turned it inside out to see if they had any fingerprints and so forth. Through the garage door, wouldn't she have had brush burns or some kind of marks on her body? I thought that same thing too, Penny. If she was dragged, wouldn't there have been marks? All bedding pillows from Bella's room. All bedding pillows from Celeste's room. Corner master bedroom comforter was taken. All master bedroom bedding and pillows were taken. Men's clothing from the corner was taken. Clothing on the master bed was taken. All clothing and hamper in the master bedroom or bed and bathroom were taken. All clothes and only for $1 of him made me seem so docile. He seemed loving. It's so crazy. That's why I'm hoping that this doesn't happen again to anybody. Yeah, his story back in 2019 was completely BS. Okay, baby monitor, 2 cameras that was taken. Dell laptop, that would have been Chris Watts's. At approximately 8:13 at 16:19, which would have been 4:19, I arrived on scene to the 2800 block of Saratoga Trail at the request of Officer Coonrod. Upon arrival, he debriefed me on the information that Shanann Watts and her 2 daughters, Bella and Celeste Cece, were missing from the residence. I still don't understand why and how he seemed to love them. Yeah, right? Officer Coonrod pointed out the residence to me, which is a yellow 2-story with brown trim. I would have said tan. When I arrived, yellow? That was not yellow. That was like tan with brown trim. When I arrived on the scene, the left east garage door was open. I observed a white Lexus SUV inside. I later observed a male, later identified as Chris Watts, exiting the residence. There was also a brown extended cab Ford pickup parked in the street in front of the house. I spoke to David Baumhover over the phone. He advised Sergeant Bakes was on his way over and to check the house further for the 3 missing parties or for any note that might have been left behind. I spoke to Chris and he advised he was fine with us going through the house. Oh, thank you so very much. Not enough answers, unfortunately, because the plea guilty. Exactly. Missing parties for a note. I spoke to Chris and he advised he was fine. Chris said he was going to walk around the neighborhood to clear his head. No, he wanted to talk to his mistress. Chris advised he works for Anadarko as an operator. He advised he works Monday through Friday. Okay. It said secret enemy and deck. Hair of the dog, I think, because she was only dead a few minutes ago. Leave a scent. If the bleach the house, that might have thrown. That could have. That definitely could have. I completed a consent to search form for the house. Christopher advised he is the homeowner. I advised Chris I wanted to search his house in its entirety for the missing persons. I then had Chris read the bottom of the consent to search form and advised him to ask me any questions he may have before signing. Chris read the bottom and waived his right to a warrant. He then signed and dated the form. A few moments later, Sergeant Bakes, Officer Coonrod, and I searched the house. Chris advised we had free reign and to do whatever you got to do. Chris advised he can go out inside with us or stay outside, or they'd advised him. Chris advised he would stay outside of the deck or out on the deck. Chris advised that they have been together for 8 years and married for the 6th this year. He advised he advised it was very unusual behavior. Chris entered the house and put their dog in the backyard. Crime, I think it was there in a new interview with Cindy and Ronnie. Oh, really? I'd have to take a look. Upon approaching the front door, I observed a Ring doorbell camera. Chris advised me he usually uses the garage door, and it depends what Shanann usually uses. He advised the only alerts he had on the door bell were from the friends that were here, which was Nicole Atkinson and what's her name? Or what's his name? Nicholas Atkinson. He advised the only alerts he had on the front door were because of the friends that were here. Chris advised the Ring should record as you approach the front door. Chris said it showed that she got home at 1:48 a.m. The only thing that was weird was the garage door showed that it was still open after he left. So how did it get closed after he left. Chris advised his alarm is through Vivint. Chris said her friend Nikki said that the garage door was shut when she got there. So how did it get closed? I observed a purse. Oh my goodness. I observed a purse on the kitchen counter along with a second phone in a black case. There was a green wallet in the purse. I observed Shannon Colorado driver's license to be in the wallet along with the cash and multiple bank cards, debit cards, that there was a nausea medication in the purse prescribed to Shanann. Upon searching the rest of the house, I did not find signs of damaged property or anything that would indicate some type of struggle. The house was very well kept and organized with the exception to the office area, which was very red flagged for me because the whole house was in immaculate condition. So why would her place of business, the office, be in shambles? That's why I thought somebody might have been roughing through the office, as you will. The medication was inhalers and what I recognized to be the packages of medicine for nebulizers, which I've had nebulizers before myself. There was also a prescription bottle of Celeste for Oprazoline or Oprazole, 10 milligrams in a bag. The Lexus was parked in the garage with 2 seats in the back seat and the keys sitting on the center. Why would you put the keys in the car? Usually you would want to have that inside the house locked. I would like to know why that garage door or how that garage door was, what's it called? Not closed. Why are we spamming? Spamming what? It's called Paranormal Radio. The last time Cindy and Chris in prison, commentary on it, please. Ooh, I have to take a look at that to get more people in here. When you spam, it helps. Well, spam, I wouldn't say spam in a wrong way. Do it in the right way. Clean up crew, close the garage door. Clean up crew being NK. There was also a remote to the garage door that was attached to the passenger side of the visor. I did not observe anything out of the ordinary inside the Lexus. There was mail sitting on the passenger seat. There was also another car seat sitting on the floor of the garage. The basement was unfinished and very well organized. There was a bed in the basement that had pillows and a blanket on it. The bed was not made. There was also a makeshift window covering on the window near the bed. Did we not talk about the purple eye thing? Yeah, I said to spam emotes, please. Like faces, like scary faces or sad faces or or dead faces or faces and so forth. So, I then went upstairs into the master bedroom on the second level where Sergeant Banks and Officer Coonrod were. Upon entering the home, Sergeant Banks was looking at the blanket on the floor. I did not observe anything obviously damage or anything that would indicate a struggle in the bedroom. The washing machine door was open and it appeared that there was a couple children clothing items in the washer. There was a lot of clothes in the dryer. The purple kid's bedroom, which was that would have been Bella, came in, and Chris Watson. That's what I wondered too, Jennifer. If they were in the act or downstairs or what have you. Yeah, his plea deal was to seal the facts. I did not observe anything obviously damaged or anything that would indicate a struggle in the bedroom. The washing machine was open and it appeared that there was a couple. I've already read that. There was a Jack and Jill bathroom pink between the 2 kids' bedrooms. There was not water in the toilet of the bathroom. I was advised the bathroom had previously been locked. There was a second bathroom off the loft upstairs that had children's bath items in the tub. There was also a well-organized playroom upstairs with toys and books. The backyard had a short privacy fence with townhomes directly to the south, which those did not or not lived in. The state of the sheet that Sharon was wrapped in was a very mess. It was a very messy, wasn't it? It was. It was. It is freaky. The guy played Chris Watts better than Chris. Weird. I might have to take a look at that. Oh, is it the one that's Lifetime? The back. Upon looking in the backyard, I went to the back outside to the front where Chris was. I observed that it had to be latched on the top of the front door, something commonly used at hotel rooms that would prevent the door from opening unless the latch was unlatched. I also observed a pair of black, what appeared to be feminine flip-flops directly next to the front door. Chris advised that the front door pad on the exterior of the garage did not work. Chris advised the garage door pad on the exterior of the garage door did not work. Interesting. It sucks really bad. Okay, I'm not going to watch it. Chris advised you had to have the actual garage door opener to close the garage from the outside. Shanann's garage door opening was in her car. So that leaves me to believe if Chris left with the garage door opener, whoever was in the Lexus or was around the Lexus pushed that button in the car to actually close the garage door because the garage door when Chris left was still open. Interesting. So maybe whoever was at the house when Chris left had the keys to the Lexus, pushed the button on the top of the Lexus, threw the keys in there, shut the door of the Lexus, walked out of the garage door, and made it look like no one was ever there. It's a possibility. Shanann's garage door opening was in the car. See, that's what I think. Officer Coonrod pressed the garage door opener that is attached to the wall next to the door that leads into the house to see how long it would take for the garage door to close. There was enough time for someone to press the button from the inside of the garage, then run out of the garage onto the driveway. Told ya. Chris advised all the family is in North Carolina. He advised she has friends in Frederick, Erie, Aurora, Parker, and he has tried to contact them. Not all of them. Chris advised he couldn't log in to check the bank accounts because she does the finances. That's stupid. He said he knows the passwords, but not her username. He advised they bank through USAA and Chase. Chris agreed to call to see if there was any activity. He didn't. Chris advised the small black suitcase. I can turn it back on. She advised the small black suitcase next to the staircase was from the trip that Shanann just got back from on the morning of the 13th. She had went to Arizona for work. If Shanann delayed to the next day, do you think the crime... It's hard to say, Maria. Was not open when Chris left. He just told the police to make them think Shanann was home and alive. On Nate's video, you see Chris Watts getting out of his truck. Check the door before he pulls out. Does he? I'll have to look at that again. But the sensor on his phone stated that it wasn't closed. I'll have to rewatch it. No mention of the blue bag next to the suitcase seen in the body cam, right? Called NK and she tried convincing him during that call that they then come over to help him. How can NK remember the phone call? Right? Where am I at here? Chris advised the small black suitcase she had went to Arizona for work. Chris advised the suitcase observed in their bathroom or bedroom was from when they were in North Carolina. He said that they had just got back from North Carolina. Then she went to the Arizona. 2 days later, Chris advised if there was a stockpile of cash in the house, he would have not known about it. He said she normally only carries approximately 100 cash with her. The bed of Chris's work truck was filled with items including a fire extinguisher, a large diameter hose, a shovel, a gas can, and multiple tools. Why isn't it 2 shovels? There's 2 shovels in there. Chris advised that was a pickup he always drives. Chris said he needed to go inside for his card information for the bank. Inside the house, he said that there was a taxi cab charge that posted to Chase on the 12th. Chris advised Shanann had a passport. Well, maybe it was charged on the 12th, but it was from a different date, because I've had things where I put it on the 10th, or I put on like a Thursday, and then 3 days later on Monday, it finally processes. Paige Hart, thank you so much for becoming a member again for 10 months. Thank you so very much. Chris advised Shanann had a passport, but he didn't know where it was. I asked Chris if he had looked through her wallet to make sure all her cards were there. He said she has different cards than him and didn't know how many she had. He said the debit cards were the same account. So she had credit cards that were different from him. Chris advised his kids didn't have a favorite pair of shoes they wear. Chris showed a closet with multiple children's shoes in it. He said he tells them to pick their shoes. Okay. Finally caught you live. Hello, Deb's YouTube. Chris advised CC takes Singular for allergies and Omeprazole for acid reflux. He said he thinks they ran out of inhalers because the last one he said had 0 on it, because there's a counter, and they had to refill it, or they hadn't refilled it yet. Chris advised he went back to work on the 8th, so that when they got home from North Carolina on the 7th, Chris advised she left for Arizona on Friday and got home last night. He advised that he had the kids all weekend, and they went to a birthday party yesterday on Sunday. What was the gas can? Yeah, why didn't they put the gas can in there? That's interesting too. Just Josie, good catch. Oh, we're reading the Discovery? Yes, because everybody keeps telling me, so you need to read the Discovery. So we're finally reading it. It could have been a change of clothes or something that incriminated her for sure. Definitely. I sent you a movie about Chris Watts to watch, Phoenix. Okay. Chris said he has slept in the basement a few times because of the separation. He said it was probably Thursday night into Friday. He advised the kids sleeping in their own beds. Sergeant Bakes asked about the sheets in the master bedroom. Chris advised she usually jumps into bed after being in the airport and then will wash the sheets the next day to get the airport off of them. Or just take a shower. Chris advised he was in the master bedroom last night. Chris advised Shanann works at home in direct sales. Chris advised she doesn't go for walks around the area, but will go for runs. Chris advised this morning they had a conversation about selling the house and separating. He advised they were both pretty emotional and crying. I could see him. Star, hello. I've wondered if there was an oil in the gas can to fake the leak. I think so too, which we will eventually get to. Chris said Shanann told him she was taking the kids to a friend's house, but didn't tell him who. He said she was still in bed when that happened. Chris said it was between 4 to 5 a.m. He said he woke up at 4 a.m. See, told you. Chris said he was passed out, so there's contradictions. So he said he woke up at 4, he woke up at 5. there's definitely a whole bunch of different mishaps here. He said the conversation lasted between 30 to 45 minutes. He said he left between 15:15 or 5:15 and 5:30. Chris said he went to the location first, east of Hudson. He said he was there, only one there because of the other operators had an issue there Friday that was left over on the weekend. He said he went there to verify the issue to see if he could fix it. He said he then went a pumping unit across the ranch. He advised it was the survey ranch near Roggen, Colorado. Chris said he loaded up his water bottles, computer, book bag, container with O-rings into his truck. He advised he had an issue with someone stole tools out of his truck previously. He said I would have verified that theft. And if you have theft in your truck, wouldn't you have called the police to make a what is it called? A record of it? He said he parked his truck near the neighbor's house for a few days to see if someone was trying to break into it again. I would have seen if somebody was actually breaking into it or if that was just in a ruse to add to the story. He said he had left his toolboxes in the back unlocked. Well, you're an idiot if you did that. He said he unloads his stuff on the weekends to clear his truck out. He says they originally moved in with a friend in Broomfield. Then their house was built in 2013. He said that they don't have many friends in Frederick besides Nikki and some friends that recently moved to Thornton, Nick and Amanda Thayer. Chris said, Shanann's friend Cassie is a nurse and noticed she had low blood sugar while they were in Arizona. He said before he met Shanann, she had a bad car accident, which was the problem with the neck piece there. NK was tearing through the office looking for a new password. Yeah, a claim. There you go, D-Rod. I left Chris with the business card and told him to have her call us if anyone if they know is in contact with her. Throughout the interaction with Chris, he was very cooperative and answered questions appropriately. Nothing was readily observed inside the residence that would indicate a struggle. On the day of the murders at approximately 21:12, I called Chris to see if he had heard anything. He advised he had not, but provided me with the phone, which is 9:12. To a few friends, they indicated the following: Addie, Sam, Christina, Jeremy, and Cindy, which they did do interviews with, which I understand why they redacted those phone numbers. Chris advised me that she was in North Carolina for 5 weeks. Then he went for the 6th week. He said there was a disconnect and they fell out of love for each other. You fell out of love. He said when they were together again the last week, it wasn't the same. Chris felt like they weren't in love anymore. Chris said he could never be himself or be who he was before he met her. Chris said that they had the disconnect once he saw her again and that it wasn't there anymore. Chris said that it was totally possible she was seeing someone else. You rat mother. To sit there and say that it was possible she was cheating. When asked if she was seeing someone else, he slightly lowered his voice and said, "Nah, I have not done that." Chris said he was going to go to work early to see what's going on. He said if his head wasn't there, he would roll out. Chris said that he didn't know what he wanted us to do. He said it's hard to be in the house right now. Chris was advised to call us right away if he hears anything. I just spoke to Sam Paisley. She advised she lives in Maryland and knows Shanann through work. The last time Sam spoke with her was July 18th via text. Sam said most of her information was coming from Addie and Cindy, who she was texting with. Sam advised Chris didn't want the baby. Shanann was currently pregnant with and that he wanted a separation. Sam advised Chris went to a baseball game on Saturday with his buddies. Shanann thought his expense for a meal, salmon and a beer, was expensive because it was around $60. She wasn't stupid. Sam provided me with that contact information of Cindy. I then spoke with Jeremy Lindstrom. He advised Shanann was a very scheduled life, or has a scheduled life. He advised the kids did take medication. Chris had brought the girls to the house on Sunday for a birthday party. Jeremy lives in Erie and sees them once every few months. When I called Jeremy, he was just leaving Chris's house with his wife, Jeremy's wife. Yeah, I never believed that for a second. I never believed that she hurt the girls. I thought that was a crock of crap. I then spoke with Cindy. She was in Arizona with Shanann. Cindy lives in Arizona. Her and Addie had dropped Nikki and Sharon off at the airport. Sunday evening around 7 p.m., Cindy saw Nikki for the work event on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Cindy advised they work for Lavelle. Cindy advised Shanann, told them that Chris was becoming distant and said that they were not compatible anymore. Cindy said Shanann was blindsided by this. Cindy said they weren't making plans to go away for the weekend. They were making plans. She mentioned that Chris recently deleted his Facebook account. Chris used to post on Facebook how proud he was of Shanann and the kids. Cindy said Shanann was pregnant with a boy, but they had canceled the gender reveal party because the energy wasn't right. Cindy said Chris had recently started to get more fit. Cindy advised Shanann was a very routine-oriented person and described her as a helicopter mom. Cindy described Chris as a passive and calm person. Cindy said Shanann has lupus. She also said Shanann was very distraught about Chris and that he was getting annoyed with her recently. But it's all Shanann's fault. Cindy advised she knows Shanann for a couple years and saw them in April or May in New Orleans for work. I spoke with Christina. Christina lives in Hawaii and describes herself and Shanann as best friends. I'm going to leave it there. We've just hit our hour. We are on page 13. We're going to continue on the next Sunday. So make sure you guys turn on notifications, subscribe as usual. But so far we've gone into the first introduction to the Watts case, pretty much the day of, the night before, and the morning or the night after. We're getting to read the interviews that he had, pretty much more conclusion formatted, rather than completely talking about every single thing. But yeah, I'm in Australia, so it's morning, and this was a perfect treat. Thank you for your live stream, and hope you get a good night's sleep. Yvonne, thank you so very much. Or Ivani, sorry. MMM is in the house. But with that being said, keep your comments coming after the live is done. You guys can comment your thoughts down below so I can read it obviously later. I myself am going to go get something to eat because I haven't eaten all day. All I've pretty much had is 2 teas. I'm trying to lose some weight and so forth. It's probably not good that I don't eat all day. I'm trying to do some fasting and so forth with my faith and so forth. Fasting is important, which I would like to try to do. But again, comment your guys' thoughts and your opinions and so forth after the video. I wasn't able to read everybody's comments, so I do apologize. I'm one person with how many people on the channel, so bear with me. Again, thank you guys for being here. Please take care, be safe. As always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video.